Yes, and welcome. If you are new to the channel, my name is Ultra Runner, and today's video is a build video for structured PvP called the CHILL Reaper. I know it's scary, but hang in there, guys. It's not too bad. I hope you guys enjoy these build videos as much as I enjoy making them, because I'm having an absolute blast. If you guys enjoy the content, please consider subscribing, commenting, or liking the video. It really does help the channel go a long way. All right, let's get into the build. Now, what I'm using for weapons is Axe, Warhorn. Now, the reason for that is, well, first off, the Axe is super strong. If you take a look at that damage, hitting 8 times, 2248, along with the Warhorn, which gives you a lot of versatility here. Now, number 4 is shouting out a quick fear. Gives you a little bit of time to gather up if you're getting swarmed. So that really does help, and it helps disperse the enemy team when you need to do that. Locust Swarm now, that's a real underrated skill, and the reason I say that is if you take a look, it offers swiftness for 15 seconds and it's on a recharge time of 30 seconds, so you automatically, just with that one skill, you're gonna have swiftness 50% of the time, which is absolutely incredible. Now, the other weapons I'm using, now what you're gonna notice a lot on a lot of these Reaper builds is that the second weapon they're using a staff, and there's a good reason for that. There's a lot of utility there, a lot of CC and whatnot, but what I find in my personal experience is that the gameplay with the staff, for me anyways, is a little bit slow, and it doesn't have enough defense for me. I like to have a lot of health in my builds, and I like to have different ways to get my health back quickly, and I find that on the back bar here with dagger and focus, this really does help if I'm getting swarmed. If there's 2 or 3 or even 1 person on me that's a really good player, these skills right here, they synergize really well. Let me describe this a little bit. So Soul Grasp, right off the bat, you tap your enemy with that. It's an 8% incoming damage increase. So right off the bat, you get 8% on your damage. And with Spinal Shivers, this chills the target depending on how many boons they have. As you can see, that's a lot of damage. If they have a few boons on them, you pop them with this, it's a massive hit. Now, if we go over to number 3, Dark Pack, you can immobilize your foe, bleed yourself, so you're gonna wanna hit 3 before you hit number 2, which is Life Siphon. So if you notice in the description there, if you are bleeding, damage increases if your foe is bleeding. So, really good skills. These two synergize very well with each other, give you a lot of longevity so you can stay in the fight, and that's what I really think the Reaper shines at. It's not necessarily the best dueler, but what it is really good at is being a jackass, a nuisance. You're fearing people, you're chilling people, you're all over the place. When you get into your shroud, you get a 50% damage reduction, so you can be zip-zapping all over the map, going at everybody, hitting everybody all over the place, fearing them, chilling them, and that's really what I think the Reaper build, or this particular Reaper build, shines at, is just being a real nuisance for the other team. All right, moving over to utilities. What do we have in the heal slot? We have a Shout, Your Soul Is Mine. This is a huge heal on an 18-second timer, 6,174. That's a nice bump in your health. But the Signet of the Locust is almost as good. If you hit a few people and you remove a few boons on you at one time, which is highly likely because if you take a look at the radius on this skill, it's 600 meters. So as long as you're in the fight somewhere, you're gonna get a pretty significant heal here. And I'm noticing that it's roughly between 4,000 and 5,000 as long as you hit a couple people and remove a couple boons. So really helpful skill here. And moving over, we have Spectral Ring. What this skill does, you pop this down and it's an instant fear for 1 second, and anytime the enemy tries to enter that ring, they get feared again and again and again for the next 5 seconds. So it gives you a little bit of reprieve so you can catch your breath if you're getting swarmed, pop a couple heals down, and resume your fight. So it does give you a little bit of room to breathe there. And then this is probably one of your most important skills. So I usually pop this if I know I'm going into a fight with two or three enemies, and I'll pop this around a wall or something like that. Because where this skill really shines, well, obviously you get the 30 seconds of swiftness, which is great. But if you click it again after you activate it, it will bring you back to the starting point within the first 10 seconds. So if you're in a situation, you're getting overwhelmed, boom, click it, you're out of there, and you're in a good spot again. So you can regroup, start over. And again, going with the chilled theme, chilled to the bone. This is on a 54-second timer, 600-meter range. This will chill and stun everybody in that range for 3 seconds. It's a massive, massive skill that can greatly benefit the team. All right, taking a look at what we are wearing. We are using the Valkyrie amulet. I really like this one a lot in a lot of the builds in structured PvP. If you take a look at the vitality, I mean, we're on 32,000 health. That's a good spot to be in. And what I think in structured PvP, one of the most important things you want to do as a player, I know this is going to sound weird, but you need to stay alive. If you're staying alive, you're helping your team. If you're going right into a fight and you're getting boned and you're getting dropped within 10 seconds, well, you're not necessarily helping your team, are you? So the Valkyrie amulet, and it offers a good amount of power too. So, I mean, you got power, vitality, ferocity, which is an excellent amulet. If you have it, use it. That's one of the best out there, in my opinion, for structured PvP. Also using the rune of vampirism. The reason for this is, yes, you get power, vitality, 10% maximum extra health, but every time you kill an enemy, you get 10% of your health back. So that's hugely beneficial. So when you're in these little swarms, you know, 2-on-2, 3-on-3 and whatnot, someone's gonna drop and you're gonna get a nice little bump in your health, which is, we have 32,000 HP, so that's gonna be over 3,000 health back just like that when you drop somebody. Also running Sigil of Intelligence on the axe, Sigil of Energy, Sigil of Intelligence, and Sigil of Energy. All right, moving over to the all-important build aspect here. We are going with Reaper, of course. Hitting on the shouts, that reduces the recharge time by 10%. We are running at least 2 shouts here. So that's reducing it from 20 seconds to 18 seconds on Your Soul Is Mine, and 60 seconds to 54 seconds on Chill to the Bone. Soul Eater is a flat 10% damage increase if you're within 300 meters. And you will always be within 300 meters when you're within Shroud. You are going full steam ahead. When you hit that Shroud button, you are, boom, you are flying to the opponent and you are looking to take him out immediately. Reaper's Onslaught, excellent skill here. Automatic 300% ferocity. That's huge when you're critting. Huge damage increase. Moving over to Soul Reaper. Unyielding Blast. Shroud skill 1 inflicts vulnerability. Soul Barbs. This is probably one of the best skills in this entire build right here. So let's talk about this real quick. Soul Barbs. When you enter Shroud, you get a 10% damage increase for 10 seconds. And also when you exit Shroud. So that's a 20-second damage increase. So during that time, you should be able to get your life force back, or at least most of that, and go right back in the Shroud again to have another 20 seconds. So you're gonna have that damage increase for if I'm guessing, I'd say at least 80% of the time. Hugely beneficial. Death Perception. So ANET recently changed this on a recent patch, and this is huge. I mean, this is really really changing this build around. So this is a critical damage increase of 15%, which is massive, along with critical chance increase of 10% throughout. You don't have to be enshrouded or anything like that. It's just throughout your build regardless. So massive skill there. And lastly, we are going with Spite, Bitter Chill. Chills a foe, inflicts vulnerability, synergizes with the build we have here, right? We're a constant nuisance. We're trying to chill people all the time. Sir Spinal Shivers. Chill your target and remove up to 3 bones, dealing extra damage based on the number of boons removed. Hugely beneficial there too. And Close to Death. Deal increased strike damage to enemies below the health threshold. Damage increase of 20% when your enemy is below 50%. So as you can see, all of those damage increases throughout all of these, Soul Reaping, Spite, Reaper, they all synergize together, and you're pumping out a real good amount of damage here, especially when you're in Shroud. So there you go. That is the Chill Reaper, my friends. I hope you guys really enjoy these build videos. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. If you guys are running a similar build, if you have any suggestions on changing it, what you do like, what you don't like, just join the conversation, help out the channel. Hang on for the rest of the video. I got some really good content in here so you guys can see how the chills are being used and whatnot. But hey, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
It's a dark and blurry night. I tilt my head back